Hello students, myself Jayesh Chaudhary. I have been teaching maths and science since 2012. I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical branch from Mumbai University. I am teaching in school level and college level also. I am teaching from 7th to 10th maths and science, and for 11th 12th I am teaching physics and mathematics. I am mainly focused on basic concepts of the subject so that students should not get any difficulties in the future. Hello students, today we will be learn about some basic concept of trigonometry, and I will show you how to start with trigonometry. So let's begin. So first I'm going to cover topic today's are what is degree and radian. Second one, what is basically trigonometry. Third one, basic and derived ratios of trigonometry. Then relation between trigonometric ratios and how to find values of trigonometric ratios. And last one, I will show one solved example. Okay. So basically, what is degree? So you have learned in previous classes also. So degree is basically the angle between these two lines. Okay, so plane angle between these two lines is known as degree. So we are denoting degree by this symbol. Okay, and here we are calculating degree anti-clockwise, as you can see the arrow. And in the second example I will show you, here we are calculating degree clockwise. So basically degree is the angle between plane angle. Okay, now what is radian? So radian is something different. So if I draw the circle and I take the radius part, and of the same length I take arc of that radius, this will be also r. Okay, and then again I join these 2 points, this is also r. Okay, now this r and this r, all lengths are same. Now the angle between these two is known as 1 radian. Okay, is it clear? So the angle between these two is 1 radian. Now how many such r we will need to complete one rotation? We will find out that. Now circumference of circle is 2 pi r, right? So as you can see, here it is written 2 pi r. So how many such r we will need? Number of arc to complete one rotation will be 2 pi, right? Because it's 2 pi into r. Now value of pi is 3.14. Now if you put the value of pi as 3.14, you will get 6.28. Now we will need 6.28 such a r. So if I calculate this r, this is 1, this is second r, this is third r, this is fourth r, this is fifth r, this is sixth r, and little bit gap is remaining. So you can consider this gap as 0.28. Okay, now if we are completing one full rotation, that means how many degrees we are completing for full rotation? Right, we are completing 360 degrees. Okay, so if we compare this with the radian, so 2 pi radian will be equal to the 360 degree, and then value of pi will be 360 divided by 2, which is 180. As simple as this. Okay, Now how to convert degree into radian? Okay, we will learn this. Degree into radian. Suppose we will take one angle as 30 degree. We have to simply just multiply with the 180 pi upon 180. Okay, so always remember, when you are converting degree into radian, pi will be in the numerator. So if you cut this, 3 ones are 3 6 are, the value will be pi by 6. Now if you want to convert radians into degree, it will be, if I'm taking pi by 6, you have to take 180 into denominator and pi into 180 in the numerator and pi into denominator. So pi will get cancelled and 6 threes are, so this will be your answer as 30 degree. So always remember, when you are converting into radian, pi is in the numerator, and when you are converting into degree, so 180 will be in the numerator. Got it? So as simple as this. Now we will go into the next part. So what is trigonometry? So trigono means triangle. Okay, trigono means triangle, and metry means measurement. So measurement of triangle is basically trigonometry. So what parameter one triangle has? We have three angles like A, B, C, and we have three sides. Suppose X, Y, Z. So angle A, angle B, angle C, and segment X, Y, Z. So amongst these six parameter, any of uh, parameter can be given, and other parameter we have to find. So with the help of trigonometry, we can find that. So basically trigonometry is this. So how we can use trigonometry in practical life? So I'm giving one example. Suppose there is a one tree over here, okay, and you are standing here, okay, and distance between you and tree. Suppose we will take it as a 2 meters. What is trigonometry? So in the name itself, it is telling us trigono means triangle and metry means measurement. So measurement of triangle means trigonometry. So one triangle has how many parameters? Six parameters, right? Three angles and three sides. So we here have angle A, angle B, and angle C, and segment X, segment Y, segment Z. So among these six parameters, any parameters can be given, and which are unknown, we can find with the help of trigonometry. So this is basically trigonometry. Now, how this can be used in our day-to-day practical life? So suppose I'm giving you one example. There is a one tree here, and you are standing here, and you are knowing the angle between the top of tree and foot of this person. Suppose this angle can be 30 degree, and you are knowing the distance. It can taken as 2 meter. So you can able to find the height of this tree with the help of trigonometry. Got it? So this has the application in our day-to-day life. There are lots of many application also. So this is one of the example. Now next, what is basic and derived trigonometric ratio? So there are two basic ratios and four derived ratios. So if you are able to understand two basic ratios, you will easily find four derived ratios. So what are the basic ratios? So first one is sine theta. What is theta? Theta is the Greek alphabet which we use to denote the angle. So there is a definition for sine theta. Uh, what is the definition? Opposite side of angle theta divided by hypotenuse. So this is the formula for sine theta. And second one is cos theta. What is cos theta? Adjacent side of angle theta upon hypotenuse. Now here in our portion we will take only right angle triangle. Okay, so I will draw one right angle triangle here, ABC. Okay, now considering angle C as a theta. Now what is the opposite side of angle theta? Right, it's AB. So here you can write as a AB. And which is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is always opposite of 90-degree angle. So this will be your hypotenuse. Okay, so it's AC. Now adjacent side of angle theta. Now there are two adjacent sides of angle theta. One is a BC and second one is a AC. Now many students get confused for this adjacent side. So always remember this AC is a hypotenuse. So don't take that as a adjacent side. Okay. So always we should take the BC, or if the angle is A we are considering, then we should take AB. Don't take hypotenuse. Okay, so adjacent side of angle theta will be BC. Okay, and hypotenuse will be AC. So these are the two basic ratio. Okay, now what is derived ratio? There are four derived ratio. So first one is tan theta. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is basically sine theta divided by cos theta. So if you know the formula for sine theta is basically opposite upon hypotenuse, right? And the cos theta is adjacent side of angle theta divided by hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse will get cancelled and you will get formula for tan theta, which is opposite side of angle theta divided by adjacent side of angle theta. So you can look at this figure. Opposite side of angle theta will be AB and adjacent side is BC. So we have derived it from the sine and cos. Okay. Now next is cot theta. Now what is cot theta? Cot theta is basically inverse of tan theta. So inverse of tan theta means cos theta will be in the numerator and sine theta will be in the denominator. So this ratio will just get inverse, adjacent upon hypotenuse upon opposite divided by hypotenuse. Again this hypo cut, then adjacent side of angle theta divided by opposite side of angle theta. So answer will be, let's see what is the adjacent side of angle theta. It's BC and opposite side is AB. Got it? So tan theta and cot theta are just inverse of each other. Whatever is tan theta, the inverse of it will be cot theta. Now we will move to the third ratio. It's basically relations between basic and derived ratios only. So third one is sec theta. So sec theta is, as you can see in the previous slide, there is a cos theta. So it's the inverse of cos theta. So 1 upon cos theta. So what was the formula for cos theta? It was adjacent side of angle theta upon hypotenuse. So inverse of it will be hypotenuse upon adjacent side of angle theta. I will draw that triangle again over here. So here hypotenuse is AC and the adjacent side of angle theta is BC. Now last one is cosec theta. Now cosec theta is can be derived from the sin theta. It is the inverse of sin theta. So in the numerator, as you can see, formula for sin theta is opposite side of angle theta upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse will go in the numerator and opposite side will come in the denominator. So hypotenuse upon opposite side of angle theta. Now what is hypotenuse here? Hypotenuse is AC and opposite side of angle theta is AB. Got it? So basically, we can learn these ratios by one trick. Like tan theta is inverse of cot theta, right? These both trigonometric ratios are having t letter in between this, so you can memorize like this: tan theta is inverse of cot theta. Then cos, okay, cos theta is ending with s, right? And sec is starting with s, so these are can be related, so these are inverse of each other, and remaining with sine theta is inverse of cosec theta. Okay, so if you know the sine theta and cos theta, you can derive this tan theta. Then with the help of tan theta you can derive cot theta, and then with the cos theta you can derive cosec theta, and with the cosec theta you with the sine theta you can derive cosec theta. So basically you have to learn only cos theta and sine theta, as simple as this. We'll move to the next topic. Now, how to find the value of trigonometric ratio without memorizing table? Lots of students are memorizing the table which is given in the textbook, but I will show you one simple trick. First of all, for sine 0, we will take angle 0. Why it is so? Because I will show you one triangle. So suppose if I am taking this as a theta, now this theta is becoming 0. That means this hypotenuse will overlap on this side, right? And what is the formula for sine theta? Opposite upon hypotenuse. But if hypotenuse is not there, so numerator will be 0. So that's why the sine 0 is 0. Okay, so that's why sine 0 is 0, and cos 0 we are taking as a cos 0 we are taking as a 1. So why cos 0 is 1? Again, formula for cos is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So if this hypotenuse will get overlap on this adjacent side, then both side will get equal. And uh, if I name this, so if this AC will overlap on BC, this A will get here, and what will happen? You will just adjacent is AC upon BC will get cancelled, and you will get 1. So that's why cos 0 is 1. So you can directly can memorize like cos sine 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. There is alternate 0 and 1. And if sine 0 is 0, then you can take sine 90 as a 1. Okay, and cos 90 as a 0. So there is an alternate thing: after 0 1, after 1 0, and after 0 again 1. So you can memorize like this also. And there is another one thing: 1 by 0 is not defined, you should know, and 0 by anything which is 1 is 0. So with the help of all this, we will learn how to find the values of trigonometric ratio, and we will draw two triangles. One is 45 45 90, and another one is 30 60 90. Now here is one trick. You have to only memorize the value of sine theta, sine 30 degree. Okay, so sine 30 degree is half. So if we are taking sine 30 degrees half, so according to formula, what is the formula for sine? Opposite upon hypotenuse. So what, which is side opposite to 30 degree? BC, right? So BC will be 1, because in the numerator we are having 1 and hypotenuse is 2. So opposite by hypotenuse, and by Pythagoras theorem we can find the remaining side as root 3. So this is the isosceles triangle 45, 45, 90. So you can take these two as a 1, and remaining by Pythagoras you will take you will get as a root 2. So here is a one trick. You have to memorize this sin 30. With the help of sin 30 you can give the values to this triangle. If you draw 30° here, then your 1 will be on this side. AB will be your 1, because opposite of 30 should be always 1. Now you can find any angle. Suppose I want to find cosec 60. So what is the formula for cosec? Hypotenuse upon opposite. Okay. So what is hypotenuse here? 2. And what is opposite of 60? Root 3. So it is 2 by root 3. Okay. Suppose I want to find a cosec 0°. Now what is cosec? It is 1 by sine. So sine 0°. Now what is sine 0 is 0. So 1 by 0 is not defined. So cosec 0 is a not defined. Suppose now I want to find tan 45. So what is tan 45? So 45 here you can say see in this triangle. You can take any 45, this or this. So opposite upon adjacent. Opposite also 1, adjacent is also 1. So it is 1. If anyone asks sine 45, so what will be the sine 45? Opposite upon hypotenuse. So it's 1 by root 2. If anyone asks sec 30°, so what is the formula for sec? It's basically 1 upon cos 30°, right? So 1 upon cos. So formula for cos is as we can see, adjacent upon hypotenuse. So what is the adjacent side of 30°? Here root 3, and hypotenuse is 2. So is 1 by root 3 by 2. So it inverse of it will be 2 by root 3. So with the help of this you can find any values without memorizing the table. Got it? You have to just apply the formula. I will show you one more example. Suppose tan 30° we have to find. So opposite of 30 is, formula for tan is opposite by adjacent. So opposite of 30 is 1 and adjacent is root 3. So this is very useful trick you can use. So with the help of this we will solve one sum over here. Okay, so we will take one example. So for that we will need to draw two triangles. One is of 45, 45, 90, and another one is 30, 60, 90. So A, B, C, P, Q, R. Here it will, I will take 45, 45, and here 60, 30, 90. So as I told you, sine 30 we have to memorize as 1 by 2. So opposite of 30 is 1 and hypotenuse is 2, because sine is opposite by hypotenuse, and remaining side will be root 3 by Pythagoras theorem. And here it is isosceles triangle. So both this side are equal. So we have to take it as a 1, and by Pythagoras theorem, AC we will get as root 2. Okay. Now there is a first tan 45. So for tan 45, what is the formula? Formula is opposite upon adjacent, right? So opposite of 45 upon adjacent of 45. Now you can take any angle as a 45, angle A also, angle C also. It's up to you. So I am taking angle A. So opposite of angle A is 1 and adjacent is 1. So it's 1 by 1, which is 1. So you can write here 1. Then cosec 30. So cosec 30, formula for cosec is inverse of sine. Sine is opposite upon hypotenuse. So cosec will be hypotenuse upon opposite. So 30, hypotenuse is 2, opposite of 30 is 1. So it's 2 by 1. We will write here 2 by 1. Next, sec 60. So here it is opposite of cos. Cos is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So sec is hypotenuse upon adjacent. Okay. So here hypotenuse is 2 and adjacent of 60 is 1. Okay. Then next we can write here 2. Then cot 45, as we found the tan 45, it will be inverse of tan 45. So if tan 45 is 1, so inverse of 1 will be 1 by 1. So you can directly write as a 1. Now there is a 5, then sine 90. So I gave you one trick for sine. We have to consider first sine and 0. Sine 0 is 0. So if sine 0 is 0, then sine 90 will be 1. And if sine 90 is 1, then cos 90 will be 0. And if cos 90 is 0, and then we have to do cos 0 as 1. So it is alternate 0, 1, 0, 1. So here we have to take sine 90 as a 1, and cos 0 will be 1. Okay, right. Then 1 by 2, then 2 by 1, and then 5 by 2. So here we have to take LCM for the denominator because denominator are not equal. So here we are multiplying with 2 to make the denominator same. So here denominator will be 2, and in numerator 1 plus 4 minus 5, which is 0 by 2. Now if there is a 0 present in the numerator, then answer will be 0. So this will be answer. So that's it for trigonometry. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt regarding this topic, you can ask to me through Urban Pro app, and you can contact me through my profile. And I would like to help you on this trigonometry topic. Thank you very much. Stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.